Hello everybody and welcome to episode 3 of Taking a Look Back Need for Speed Underground 2. In the last episode I bought the Hyundai Coupe and I thought the first thing that I should try and do today is sort of get the performance up a little bit by taking it into the performance shop and adding some engines, ECU, new transmission and all that kind of stuff. Right, so let's have a look on the engine first of all. Now something I really liked about this game was you had the packages that you could buy, which included everything in the below, or you could buy the individual parts of the engine and stuff. Now the good thing about this was that if you didn't have much money because you'd already spent it all, but you still wasn't really winning any of the races, instead of grinding your way through the race to try and save up the £1,200 for the whole package, you could buy the individual bits for less money and just try to sort of slightly increase the speed of your vehicle. But because in the corner I've got enough money, I'm going to buy the entire street package. You can see that the actual engine itself doesn't do much to this car, it only gives it a slight boost of acceleration. You can see the orange marker coming up above. Let's buy it anyway. I'm not really sure if these actually made any difference, so we'll just go through that. Right, we'll go back. The ECU, now if I remember rightly, this gave you quite a lot of stuff. Yeah, look at that, top speed right up. But it only really affected the top speed, I believe, when you had the engine installed. 680 credits, let's buy that. Go back, transmission. Now, this doesn't actually seem to do too much on the vehicle itself in terms of handling speed or acceleration. I'll forget about that one for now, have a look at the rest of it. Suspension increases the handling, which is always useful. I noticed that this car on the way into this place, I drove it round, it already seems to handle better than my Ford Focus anyway. Nitrous oxide just increases the top speed and the acceleration. Of course you can tune this so that it lasts for longer or goes on for a shorter duration, sort of adjusting the acceleration or the top speed that it gives you. Tyres, won't do anything on the tyres yet. Brakes, definitely improve the braking I think. Weight reduction, turbo, see if I have unlocked the turbo. Right, acceleration, top speed, huge increase, we'll get that. And that seems to have wasted down most of my money. But I can still buy this for a little bit of extra handling, so that's it, taking myself down to 64 credits. Definitely need to do some racing to get some money back up. Okay, so let's just see how this car performs on the standard road for now. Doesn't seem to be a huge amount of difference between this and my Ford Focus as of yet, but I'm sure when we get it on the racetrack and we feel it going round, there will be a difference. That was always quite a good feature of this game, that there was a significant difference in the way different cars handled, depending on how you tuned them up and all them kind of things. Let's go into I think if I go to the URL, which should be in this kind of direction. Right, I'm just going to do a jump cut, get us to the URL and get us into the race. Okay, and we're back in the URL, which stands for Underground Racing League. To be able to unlock these races you have to complete a certain amount of the sprints, circuits, drifts and Street X races that are already available to you. These give you quite a lot of money and they often sort of consist of a series of races, or a bit of a pile up there. Right, let's see how well we can do in this Hyundai. Everyone else has nice looking cars. Let's hope that our car looks a bit nicer under the engine though. I always like these tracks, the dynamics of them quite interesting, the lighting, the aeroplanes sort of shooting over you back there. Alright, gaining on the initial pack. These races do get quite tricky in the latter stages of the game, especially when you go into 3 or 4 different rounds, each one and it's points based. That can sometimes help you out though, because obviously if you become last in the first one, as long as you do well in the next 2 or 3, you've got a good opportunity of getting back up there. Oops, got to get around these corners a bit nicer. Don't turn in too soon. That's kind of what I was mentioning in the last episode about the car turns too much sometimes when you whack the analog stick all the way to the other side, but you kind of have to do that, otherwise you don't get around the corner at all. Excuse me. Alright, let's see if we can gain on these two. Looks like they had a slight collision there, and again, they're really going for it, these two. There's no rules in the Underground Racing League, it would seem. Alright, take him round on the inside. He seems to have a little bit more speed on me there. He must have come out the corner a little bit better, but I've taken him generally right. We've got 2 more laps to go after this one. That's something I like, that it replenished your nitrous after finishing laps, and again smacking into that thing. Seems to be a bit of a cursed corner, that one, for me. Right, that car's just behind me. Got to be careful he doesn't clip me, otherwise it'll probably send me spinning out. Right, he's 1.22 seconds ahead of me. Alright, let's see if we can gain on him. Seem to gain on him quite well on the straights. It's the corners that he's a little bit more tricky on. Just get around here. A bit of advertising for Kenwood there. BBS. They didn't shy away from the advertising in this game, I'll tell you that. Close corner, taken well. Could have been a disaster. Right, didn't get any more nitrous for that one because I didn't overtake anyone. This is the... oh crap. This is the final lap, so I've got to pull something out of the bag here and not let people get ahead of me like that. Jesus Christ, they are a bit vicious, ain't they? Right, I don't think we're going to win this one. We've got to hope that after this one there's another race that we can go into and get some more points. If I could just come second though, that would be a huge help. Right, let's play their game. Oh, damn it. Alright, I'm not gonna try that again. Oh, he spun him out, Oh, yes. Right, I can't catch this guy. Let's just get across the finish line in 3rd place and be happy with that. A little nudge at the end just to say fuck you. Alright, next race, there you go. So what did I get on that one? I got 4 points. I need to come first definitely in this one. I don't know if there's another race afterwards. I should have looked at the menu before I went into the race. Okay. Don't know if we're going to be on the same track or if it's going to be a different one this time. We'll have to have a look at the map when it comes out. Right, yeah, slightly different. I think it might be the same track but reversed. Sounds familiar to most of the racing games that appear these days. One track, but a million sections of one track. Drafting, that was another trick to get some nitrous. Just staying behind the car, getting in its slipstream, boosting up your nitrous, and then propelling yourself out. A bit like in real life, quite realistic in that sense. Right, let's brake to get around this corner. We don't want to smack into any more sides. That was taken quite well. Can I take this second one just as well? Slowing down a little bit more, taking the corners a bit wider. Use a bit of nitrous to just get myself across the finish line, because I know I thought it was going to give me a little bit more than that, but fair enough. Hitting into the side there. Those hairpin bends, that's not a bad one, but there is one on the Underground Racing League races where it's really tight and I've never been able to successfully get around it. I have to go really slow, and even then I'm kind of going up onto the grass verge, and if you handbrake down around it you just pretty much stop. Bit more advertising. Get around this corner, taking a little bit wider than before, missing the... what are they called? I can't remember what they're bloody called now. I'll just say red and white checkers for now. Something I've noticed about this game, it doesn't stop raining. And I think that's a really nice feature of the game. It really sets the mood, especially the sky. It's always night time, but it's always a weird sort of purpley hue going over the sky. With the rain, it gives quite nice effects, lighting effects and all that kind of stuff. A bit late braking there, a bit of a struggle to get round. I think these are all kind of the things that recent Need for Speed games have been missing out on, to be honest, all these nice effects and sort of setting the mood a little bit. I mean, Need for Speed Shift and Shift 2, they're basically just copies of all the other sort of simulation games out there, like Forza and Gran Turismo and stuff like that. Not great. And what I liked about this one was it didn't need to have all of the fast cars in it, like Lamborghinis, Ferraris and all them kind of things. It just had kind of your standard cars that anyone could purchase if they had the money and go out and customise them. So I think that's why it done quite well. It sort of put people into a real life situation, but within a game, but one that they could realistically pull off in the future anyway. Right, that was quite an easy win that time. Don't know if that's because I got used to the controls or not, or whether the computer was just rubbish. Right, 8 points. He's just ahead of me. Do we have another race? Nope. Failed that one. Alright, I think we'll call that an end to this episode here. Thanks for watching. Next episode I'll be doing a couple more races, maybe getting a bit more money together to put some graphics on this car and to kit it out, the body kits and stuff, new spoilers and things. Thanks for watching. Please comment, rate and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.